We have Mr. Uganda, businessman. You're most welcome to the Capital Uganda.
Thank you, Oscar. It's always a pleasure to be here and to speak about matters touching on the national economy and finance, and also the well-being of micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Yeah. This morning I want us to talk about crime, but we have an NRM man in a dark yellow shirt, Honorable Elect Biara.
Yes.
Is that how to say it?
Yes, Biara. Emmanuel Wapuhulu.
Emmanuel Wapuhulu.
Yes.
And MP of
Mulambuli constituency. Yes.
Deep yellow shirt, and you wish to be Deputy Speaker. Isn't that overreaching?
Not so much. Good evening. Good morning, listeners.
Because this is your first time in Parliament.
Yes. Once again, let me greet my listeners outside there. Good morning once again. And also, particularly good morning to my bosses of Lambuli constituency. Thank you for giving me a platform that I would come and meet, greet with Oscar and all Capital listeners. And I am the next coming Deputy Speaker of the 12th Parliament. That much, my voters and most of the MPs are demonstrating to see that Biara becomes the next Deputy Speaker, because we want to bring visionary leadership in the 12th Parliament. We want to end the rhetoric and then start action, bring solutions to what our people, especially the electorates, are facing. And Oscar, I want to tell you that Parliament is an engine. It is a bridge between the government, especially the executive, and the local people who are outside there. So I want to bring a difference to the 12th Parliament.
But you know about SEC, and SEC has said that Tayewa and Among will take the office. If you wish to go against them?
Have you seen them publish anywhere? Have we gotten it from official communication channels of the NRM? No. Has the chairman mentioned anything? My namesake Emmanuel Dombo, head of communication. How about the SG? There's no official communication. And for us to say we are in a mature democracy, it should start with internal elections. Because we have rules of procedure of the 2015 Parliamentary Caucus of the NRM. They sat and then said, every time a term of office in the position of Speaker and Deputy Speakership falls vacant, the way it is going to fall vacant in May, we are going to express interest as NRM. And then we present our competences. We present our manifestos. What do we want to do in the 12th Parliament? And then the members will choose. And let me ask the SEC or the NRM fraternity, please don't impose leaders to us. Let us select them so that they lead with dignity.
Yep. But you're a man who has never been to Parliament. And on your first day, you want to stand for Deputy Speaker.
Yeah, this is my first time at the Capital Gang, but I've been following the proceedings of here. I just saw you and then say Oscar, because I follow your photos on social media handles and wherever. So it is not about being in Parliament for so long. It is about coming with new ideas and coming with information. If you have been, I think we should remove the notion that someone should serve for a long time to gain experience before they act.
No, you don't say that.
Somebody
Your
should come.
Served a long time.
Someone should come when he's ready.
Honorable Biara.
And my chairman, my chairman, His Excellency, His Excellency came in when he was ready. And you know his first words? He said that Uganda should forget about changing the leadership of this country. We are going to be here for a long time. Hasn't it been a long time? He said that because he was ready. I'm also coming because I'm ready, and I'm going to lead the 12th Parliament in a position of Deputy Speakership.
Fred Bamwine is in the studio.
So have you blessed me? Please bless me for that.
I think going to Parliament, you need a certain kind of madness, because you went through NRM primaries. Yes. Did you have boxing matches in your NRM primaries?
No.
Or it was okay for you?
It was very good, apart from the general elections, when people thought they would use force, but people's voices spoke louder than anything else. Yeah.
We wish you luck.
Thank you.
Fred Bamwine.
Good morning, listeners of Capital Gang, and good morning, colleagues whom I have taken long without seeing, but where I was with you.
Yes.
I want to take this opportunity to extend my sincere condolence to the families of those who have lost their dear ones, including the UPD fraternity, which have lost 2 generals. We buried one the other day, who was coming from my home area, the late General Francis Tachirwa. Now tomorrow we are burying the late Sunday, who have been close friends to me, and others who have lost their dear ones. I send my condolences to all those people. And also I congratulate Bier for having made it. I also disagree with Oscar to say that this is a level of madness.
Thank you.
I guess you need some madness.
That's not true. It's not
in your first time.
It's not madness. It is observing what it requires.
Yes.
A man is an MP elect and is eligible candidate for any position in that parliament.
Okay.
Therefore, I give you the courage to push on.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, comrade.
So, Mr. Bamwine, last week I told you that this week I want us to discuss criminality and what the new NRM regime is planning to tackle criminality. In the 1 week, we've seen a professor, a dean, has been killed in her home. The week before, there was a young lady strangled in her home after assaulted. And these are just examples. And maybe the deaths are not so many, but it's sad, very, very sad. I'm on a group, a WhatsApp group called Pride of Entebbe, focuses on Entebbe matters. And on that group, they have been mourning. They're calling out to Mayor Fabrice and saying there are some roads, I'll tell you the roads in a minute, that people cannot walk on that road in the afternoon, 2:30 to 4:30. Bag snatchers, phone snatchers are there. So, and for you, what you have done, you brought my favorite policeman, so I cannot really attack him very well, Emiliano Kaima. But
you should thank me for that.
You needed to bring one we can shout at. But Kaima, we can never shout at him. So what's the plan to manage criminality?
First, criminality, much as we are talking about urban crime now, it is general. Urban areas, it is likely to be pronounced because we are in areas where communication is efficient and high. But in other areas, even there's some crime. That's why in the presidential manifesto, which have just been received by NRM people, they promised that among other things to tackle this Chisanya is internal security. Because there has been clearly evidence that there is stealing of crops, stealing of animals, breaking people's houses, and then murders. It has been on. So it has been promised.
I am pleased that you recognize it to
Yes.
begin with.
Yes.
You recognize it.
Yes. So it has been promised in this manifesto that one of the things to tackle is internal crime. But the foundation of security of this country is based on people. That's why the design of NRM right there from the bush was to have a structure of governance from the village up to national level. When you come to security agencies, they even go deeper from the village even to a cluster of homes. That's why they create organizations like Neighborhood Watch. That's why we create cells of 10 people, cells of 10 families, because we know that there is no criminal who does not stay in any village. And there is no village in this country which is not managed by the leadership. So when you see crime is on the rise, it means somebody is not doing his or her job. And the biggest problem why this is happening is because there are two reasons. One is politics. When we started this kind of electing leaders, I don't know how it came to be perceived. There's a general perception that criminals, like gangs, have more influence at elections than decent people. I don't know how it came to, but there are not many. But you find in every village, there's a certain cluster of people who take drugs, who are involved in these illicit activities, and somehow leadership is scared about them. If I talk about them, they may campaign me. So you find that leaders, even in the recent concluded elections, parliamentary, presidential, chairman 5, there are certain groups leaders don't want to talk about. Those gangs. And to me, that is a source of increase in criminality. Because those gangs, once they take drugs, they can do anything. And once they also come to know they are untouchable, then they take it for granted. Because that brokers information from LC1 to the nearest police.
You know, I told my friend Karugava that I'm inviting Fred Bamwine back this weekend to talk about rising criminality, especially in urban areas. And he said, make sure that Bamwine does not obfuscate. So I've just been checking it here. OBFUSCATE. I must not allow Mr. Bamwine to obfuscate. It means he's obscure, unclear, unintelligible. He wrote it to me that I must make sure that you are clear. So I'm not sure if you have been clear about your plan. But Bwana Kaima, Fande Kaima, the Pride of Entebbe group, they've resent that message to me. The roads are Hill Road, Barclay Road, Lugard, and Lugard-Clinton Road. In the afternoon between 2:30 and 4:30 p.m., when low movement times, phones and handbags are snatched. Can you imagine? In Entebbe, in the afternoon. The other day someone told me, Kampala Road as well, be careful, because Abdul Katonto is in the studio now wearing a very nice shirt. Someone can even say, give me your shirt. So what's the plan? You want to add on before?
No, let me first conclude.
Oh,
yes.
Obfuscating.
Once information has not come from the lowest level to the authority, obviously that makes it complicated. And you find, for instance, these people who snatch handbags, very few report. They report police.
They've kind of given up.
It may be, but I've evidence that people who have reported, they help us to be able to track and even to follow the trend of crime and in areas where they may be concentrated. But what we have come up with as security, one is first of all is security mobilization programs to reactivate our security cells to up their game in terms of reporting where are these cells pocket of criminals, because they are not the majority. Two, what could have been the likely criminal crimes, victims who have encountered this. Because, like for instance, if there is serious phone, that's an opportunity for us as security agencies to start from there. Because at least I'm very sure we have enough capacity to track a criminal once a phone has been stolen. But once it has not been reported, we cannot know whose phone has been. So one of them is security mobilization. To make sure that we have security mobilization in all the wards and parishes, starting with in Kampala Metropolitan, but me, I'm extending it to other districts because I am aware that these crimes are also in other areas. Two, constant engagement with leaders at the village level, leaders at the parish level, leaders at the sub-county level, such that because they know these criminals, but they are fearing to report them. But also why I know people have given up is the nature of our criminal justice system, whereby you take this suspected criminal to court, depending on the presiding judicial officer. You can even go home with this person whom you have taken to court. This person is liable for bail. And there's nothing that heartens a person who has been a victim of such a crime to find a person that has been reported, arrested, the next day is in the same village, moving around. Why? Because he has got his police bond, because he has been given by his police, by court bail. So people wish to see, if somebody has been reported about, unfortunately arrested, then he should be away for some time and law should be seen being done. But the day you don't see him being sentenced for long, he's back in the village. That's why communities resort into what they call mob justice. Because they say, since he has gone to police, he has a bond. Since he has gone to court, he has a police court bail. Let us do it ourselves. So I think we need to wake up, particularly the judicial officers, before you give this person bail. Look at his record. But also the arresting officers. You need to profile these criminals, such that by the time one goes to court, the profile is clear. He has had the police bond for some time. He has had court bail for some time. Then it can guide maybe the judicial officer not to be at leisure with his discretion to give that bail.
I don't know, Mr. Bamwine. I'm reading a report summary from SIPA of the Annual Crime Report 2024. It says 219,000 cases were reported to police. Only 82,000 were taken to court. So you may not even have to blame judicial officers, because less than half went to court. But Afande Kaima,
yes,
my question mainly is, what plans do you have to fight urban criminality?
Thank you. Before I explain this, I also needed to join members and greet the gangsters. It's been long meeting Honorable Katondu here, been here, and Mr. Bamwine, and Mulengera Walugembe, and the new man now in Parliament, and you, Oscar. I greet you, and dear listeners, good morning. I also want to join Mr. Bamwine here.
Please whisper. He wants to be speaker. Yes, he wants to be deputy speaker.
No, I was asking what is his name.
Biara, Honorable Biara.
Biara.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also going to advise him. I'm going to advise him.
Maybe I introduce myself. Emmanuel Biara Wepuhulu, Bulambuli constituency MP elect.
Katondu is on whispering.
Yes, this week that we are ending was a funny week, also bad week, where we lost many people. Mr. Bamwine has mentioned two. General Sunday.
General Tachirwa.
Yes, General Sunday particularly was in Masaka, and I come from Greater Masaka. He was a darling of almost everyone in Masaka. For every function that happened, he particularly participated, and you would see a man of the people on the ground. It's unfortunate that he passed on when he was coming to pray for a comrade.
He was participated as one of the bearers.
Yes, and he passed on. So we feel sorry for him, for the professor who was murdered. It's very sad in that manner, and for the young girl also who was murdered, and others who have faced trouble. The case of Entebbe that you mentioned and elsewhere happened sometime this week, the week starting tomorrow or thereabout. The police will release the annual crime report, and we will see the statistics and the trends. But there is so much that we keep capturing and addressing in order to contain crime, because the fear of crime alone Mr. Rugembe will tell you, is bad for everything, including business. Because how would I do business if there is suspicion that I will be attacked? But I wouldn't want also here to sound alarmist that on Kampala Road they can tell you to give a shot. I've not received that report really.
But as I said, people don't report these things. But Warugembe is here. He will tell.
I think
Yes, we will.
Mr. Kaima,
Let's give him
it's
information.
not really like say remove the shot, but he's speaking figuratively.
Yes.
It's like a crime can say, "Can I have your phone?" And he grabs it.
And
So it
then
is the
you
same,
run.
not in a side that you
In
address.
December, I was holding my phone like this with both arms. Someone just came and picked it as though he's my brother and just walked
That's it.
confidently. Went to police, registered complaints, what not, said now you go here, they track, what. Some point you...
Yes. It's unfortunate that happens. And when you are driving in Kampala, everybody tells you to be conscious, and we should be conscious. If you are talking on phone, somebody can snatch it because you pay attention to your phone, and somebody is watching over. If you are driving and your car is not fully locked, criminals will be stand one side and watch and see this car is not locked. They
One
know.
day I saved carton to you.
Either
they were
they
tapping on one
fall,
side. Yes,
or they
and-
tap this,
yeah.
and then you turn around and
Then
they
they-
take the
yeah.
and simply cross. Now, when you go to police stations, you find many of these suspects there. Most of them are young people, 18 to 20, 25, 26. Many engaged into these crimes. Many living on their own in towns, in cities. And the territorial police keeps doing so many things to address crime. And we think that crime is going down, though not wiped out. In the countryside, under the instruction of His Excellency the President and of course the IGP in implementation, we have even gone a step further to bring community policing, sub-county community policing, so that we can come closer to the people with more numbers, a little bit of efficiency in terms of motorcycles, and then we publicize the numbers. This is the number for DPC, this is the number for OC. Call them in case of fear, in case of a crime happening. In urban centers, many of these youth are there. And as Mr. Wimune said, some of them live on their own, some of them are involved into drugs. And now that we have leaders, we are saying, can we join hands? Because through community policing, we create awareness. We say, commission of crime is a danger to all of us. To us, security officers, to you, the community that we serve, but also it's bad for the economy, it's bad for business. People will either run away, will close their shops before it's the right time, so they won't have money. More crimes are likely to come. So when we join hands, we fight crimes together. If you have a WhatsApp group that is active, it's very good for all of us, for that community. If you have such information, and like you said, the mayor was notified. I trust the DPC of Entebbe is part of that group. If he's not, it's a mistake, he should. And his entire team. What we do usually when we arrest suspects, they are suspects, we profile them. We get their fingerprints, we take their details. It's even good today that many Ugandans now have national IDs. So we take note of all those. Somehow we know that in this area, we have followed these suspected criminals, we have profiled them, have been able to take these numbers to courts of law. Maybe we have secured these convictions, or others are later to go. Our leaders at all levels really need to also be truthful and to stand their ground, join hands with the police, and we fight these crimes. If we don't, then we shall encourage them. So there is so much we are doing in terms of enforcement, in terms of sensitization, in terms of education and prosecution, working hand in hand with the jail systems, but also the local leaderships to to do this under the media. Yes.
But you know, Afande Kaima, you're going to be in trouble because people are now posting information.
Yes.
I have here on X, David Jack Tumusime says number plate UBG Premio Noctas along Somero Road next to Aldia restaurant. So people are pointing out. I saw a van on social media saying our number plates were stolen, and they wrote this number, you know, to give them money. And then when they reported to police, they increased the amount. They said because previously they wanted 200,000. They said now you've reported to police, now we want 300,000.
So what has been done?
I'm asking you. Then these cases in it. So the question I put to you is, what are you going to do in the year 2026 to secure us? We are the gains.
Thank you. We are going to tighten the knots. That I can tell you. At some point, number plate thefts were as rampant as the number of blinks you have on your eyes, if you remember. But one thing we tell you, don't feed criminals. If they steal your number plate, please report to the police. If they steal your phone, please report to the police. Because with the profiling of criminals, we may get you in one crime, but we shall link you to so many others that you have committed. Unfortunately, some Ugandans don't want to report because they have their own problems. Fear of the criminals, fear of the procedures that are taken, being in a hurry to do other things. They believe that even if I report, maybe they will not get him, he has already solved it. But those who stand their ground, I tell you, make the report, let the police do the work they have to do. If they don't, our levels of command are known. Because in our community policing, we tell them, if you report to the OC, and you find that not much is done, DPC is there.
This was a new number
RPC
plate.
is there.
Mind you, it was a new number plate. Should have been easy to find because they are digitalized now.
Even digitalized car, you can have issues around everything, but the crime of number plates have tremendously gone down. It has not gone away, but it has tremendously gone down. Let's not feed criminals with our own weaknesses. I'll tell you one of the reasons why we don't even secure higher numbers of prosecutions, that even those who report give up so easily because they want quick fixes, they want quick solutions. For example, if you say, did you report to the police? Did you record a statement? There is a first information you write in that big book called the SD. Once they do that, then they give you the SD reference number. Many people go away. They are in a hurry to do something else. But you forget that these criminals have to be kept on their tenterhooks by a joint effort of us who have suffered the crime, of the security officers, of the leaders. Once we do that, I trust that we will get there. And now that we are out of politics, my belief is leaders are not going to miss words. They are not going to carry their electorate with kid gloves. If you do, you'll hurt yourselves and hurt all of us. Kindly stand your ground. Let those who are involved into crime pay the price. But of course,
let's ask Mr. Arugembe here, who is in town on a daily basis, what he's experiencing apart from your personal loss of the funds. Was it this year?
Yeah, it was at the end of last year. But it's so common. I mean, they told people were just telling me, I didn't know that. No, around Go bypass, around this, even Naguru. For me, the issue is that because I'm just looking at the statistics, the report that you're referring to, 61,000 cases of theft, 90,000 under inquiry, 46,000 that were not followed up, and so on. So we definitely have a problem with that from that perspective. I would say many Ugandans believe, especially in the urban setting. Someone from KCCA just sent me a message that last year in 2024, boys came to the high table having a wedding in Nderi. Boys came and stole their phones on the high table. The camera people were there, they reported, and nothing has been done. So there's a certain level of collusion. There are some bad apples within the police who collude with these people. Some years back, they stole my car. I went to police, and then this person was just calling, a car, gwali ne motoken, mzee, sijina tulinanda. So you see that the policeman knew who most who would have had, the vehicle. So there's some level of collusion. Then there's also, talking about the age group that you're talking about, the issues that are driving crime, most of them are economic in nature. If you don't have jobs for young people, if you mistreat the informal sector and you issue an order that all vendors, all hawkers, where do you think they are going to go? Where do you think they are going to go? You're just sending them into the community to reinvent themselves as criminals. So it's
every time I think about that ban by Minister Minsa Kavan,
yes,
they seem to have increased.
Of course, because now you're criminalizing. Someone is trying to do something, you've chased him, whatever. So you say, you know what, let me go and steal from those that already have. There is also the issue of drug usage. These young people are using drugs, and as they use drugs, they just end up. There's a very high correlation between the usage of drugs and engagement in crime. So that's also something that we need to address. I would also say that I've also noticed that now it's also some politicians, especially in urban centers, use them, so it becomes an economic kind of activity. If you saw people going for nominations, some of them were being surrounded by these gangs, some kind of quasi-protection groups. So this is also something that we need to look at seriously. It can grow, it can grow. It can start as a simple phenomenon, but then it kind of now grows into something much bigger. So I would say the causes are many, but it's a big issue. People can't run businesses. If you look at mobile money, they shot a young girl in Tinder because they wanted 4 million shillings. See? So the level of desperation, in my opinion, is increasing. So, and then means that people won't set up mobile money shops anymore because they'll say, no, that's a dangerous business. Hardware shops, same. So it will affect economic activity long term if people don't feel safe to do business. If people have to invest, because the challenge here is that Ugandans pay taxes and then you have to pay to provide public services to yourself. You provide security, you provide water, you have to dig a well. People now have to dig wells. You have to provide electricity to yourself, put solar panels and so on. So my view is that there has to be a social contract, particularly with the middle class who are paying these taxes, to say, you know what, we'll keep you safe. In return, you will pay taxes, you'll be good citizens, and so on and so forth. Yes.
Abdul, there's again on Twitter, Engineer Davis Stockdale says, tell RDC Bamwine that information is available for security to act. People are crying about gangs using bricks to hit vehicles at Lugogo and Nalia traffic lights. Then Wakoko says, about criminality, surprising is very high in places with establishments of security personnel. Just check Bakri Road is next to SFC, Machindie, Kibuye, Naguru, Kinawataka, and so on. We need to ask hard questions.
Absolutely. We need to ask hard questions. But first of all, as a country or as a state, you need to be prepared for the continuous rural-urban migration. As we do urbanize and get many young people in urban areas, and there are no jobs, and yet when they leave rural areas and they are coming to urban areas, they are looking for better opportunities where they think they can earn a living. And they reach here, and there's no living, but they have to survive. And then coupled with what Mr. Walugembe is talking about, drugs, bad influence. Some of them were born here and they are street boys. Let me tell you, you just grow hardcore criminals, young criminals. Matters are not helped so much by rogue elements within the security service. Because in most cases, they also provide protection, because once it becomes sort of a syndicate, what we call organized crime, then some rogue elements within the security service are beneficiary. These guys steal phones, and maybe when they sell, they give back to a sergeant Katuntu, who then he becomes the protector at that particular territorial police or police station and so on. I don't agree that the issue is about reporting. A state and a security agency should be able to know what goes on within the country. You don't even have to report. By now, there are people, we pick their bills every month to do this sort of job. You know, just look at all these border stages. Don't think that all are borders. Many of them are state agents. Many of them there. And it is normal with the security system. These are their informers and so on. But they get diverted to things that don't help the situation. They become politicians, and instead of doing the state security duties of reporting crime, that becomes a norm. It's when they say, well, this Warugembe is going to touch about protecting this thing which Mr. Bamwine is holding, then that's when they get more concerned. So we move away from real criminality. And I can tell you this, if, for example, this sort of murders which we have seen were sort of politically related, I'm telling you what would be on the airwaves today. It would be very, this happened. Maybe the president would have come in, the minister of internal affairs, parliament would have been called. Can you imagine this one who once become the Senate speaker? Or because now it is political, everybody gets concerned. But if it's this young lady, like I saw on social media, dean of students and so on, it has died out. Just imagine.
It has not died out.
It has. It's not getting the profile other than, it should be getting. Let me tell you, a dean of the students, in my view, is such a high-profile person that the attention really should be very, very high than it is now. If it were a politician, God forbid, even if it were me, I'm telling you, maybe even are you still assistant commissioner now?
Assistant commissioner.
Okay. Maybe it will be now senior commissioner, even IGP here to explain this sort of thing. So my view is we need to get back to our job. There are people sleeping on their jobs. And I agree with Mr. Bamwine here when he says that we are growing some of these gangs ourselves, politicians. The politics has been vulgarized so much that now, if you go for an election, you need some gangs. Why? Mr. Kaima and company are not doing your job. So all these politicians, these ones want to be speakers, these cartoons who have been in parliament for 25 years, you must have your sort of security system. Guards to protect yourself or even to protect the bad mannered thieves. And once you start hiring them to do that sort of thing, others will hire them to do other things. Or when the election period is over, they must earn another living. And now the man is now in Kampala looking for votes to be speaker. He has left them in Bulambuli. So what are they going to do? They must now find some other principle, and in the process, they are committing a crime. So, Oscar, it's a big problem. And now this period...
First, listen to this one.
Sure.
You have Isiko saying the reason why people don't usually go to police is because the police in most cases works with the gangs, the thugs. You go to report and they even describe to you the thief. Then the other one says there was another one which was very interesting. Please tell Emiliano that we give up and sometimes don't even report because the police wants us, the victims, to pay for everything from transport, tracking, airtime.
It is true, but before we even go and condemn the police, sometimes it's unfair. There are men and women out there who wake up every day to protect us in uniform. And they do whatever is humanly possible. Many of them. But that notwithstanding, you have got rogue elements, like any society, whether teachers, whether lawyers, whether doctors, you have quacks there. And those quacks will always even be in the security system. The only difference, maybe next weekend we need to talk about teachers. The only problem now is once you have quack elements within the security system, then you're in real trouble.
Yes.
Because sometimes they even have access to guns, which they lend out to criminals. I'll give you an example. Fande Kaima, in the just concluded elections in Bugweri, some candidates hired security people, hiring them. So they came, they are in these drones, and everybody knew there were drones moving around and so on. So in these vans, there were both security and rogues. So somehow they quarreled. And when they quarreled, they killed themselves. One shot. And the one they shot is actually a soldier in my constituency. They were hired to do that sort of thing during election.
They disagreed on.
And they eventually shot a soldier who was one of those hired. So it's so bad. It's so bad. And this has happened in many areas. So one, security apparatus should sweep its house. Because I listened to Fande Kaimandi. Really, he's more addressing the problem with the other side, not his house. And I think there's a problem in your house. And that is not to say that there are not many police fellows who are doing a great job. Many, look at these traffic fellows. You could have one or two picking a bribe, but there are guys standing in the rain and the sun trying to...
But maybe to bring it better for police, I have been part of this game for some time. Somebody, even when he's reporting a matter, he says, I'm not going to report to police, but you can policemen and they record statements from me, from here. Meaning, there's a perception that when somebody goes to police, even if he's the one reporting, he will not get that, how do you call it?
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction from there. Meaning there's a built-up perception which you must also address, because there's a thinking formed that to go to police, even if you are a victim, you must pay something. There is also a thing that
it's about confidence, where the public must have confidence within the police. But that notwithstanding, you need to walk at this police station.
Yes.
And you see the guys there every day. They are full. People are reporting really cases every day and so on. You go to any police station, some of us who go there for many other reasons, you find people there at the counter and so on. People are reporting cases. And you go to these offices of the CIDs, and you find them there recording statements and so on. One thing which government must address is actually the facilitation of this. Look at the budget of the Criminal Investigation Department at a police station in Chira. How much do they have every month to investigate each and every crime reported? When you look at the monies, I think we are jokers. Yeah. You cannot. So here is a man, he has a job. You even look at the files. I don't know whether Oscar, you have been there. And look at the files. They are. Can I have some paper? They are looking even for paper. This real paper, they don't have it. Yeah. So there is the police. They think there is a problem.
Yes, thank you, Abdu. There's someone here says, I went to police to report a border stolen. So they asked him, how much was the border? He told him the amount. Says, okay, give me 150 because I'm investigating a very valuable object.
But do you know have you ever been at this police station and seen the borders there?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? In the hundreds. And I'm wondering, why do you guys impound or arrest and then you keep them all over the place?
And the parts are stolen. So I'm coming. Not yet. I want Honorable Biara yet first come in. Then I have Tony. Tony says, thank you, Oscar, for bringing up the issue of Entebbe. In addition to what Mr. Bamwine and Mr. Kaima are responding to, these issues have been reported to the Entebbe police station. Meetings have been held with the security and the various stakeholders, which I have personally attended. But these crimes continue partly because of lack of consistency in security monitoring. Okay, and in addition to the mentioned roads, we have additional areas like around the golf course and SFC headquarters. Then Richard in Kampala says something quite frightening. He says he witnessed something. Bamwine does not know what he's talking about. Blaming justice system is obscurantism. I was driving to Zirogwe along the Sika area. 3 men on a motorbike with 2 new black guns. I don't know how we recognize the new black guns. Ambushed a supply vehicle for a certain company, opened fire, snatched money from the truck at midday, and the Sika police was just minutes away. So, Mr. Wannabe Deputy Speaker.
Yes, thank you.
How are you going to tackle these issues? Because those are things paining us, if I'm to say it in Luganda.
Thank you very much, Oscar, and my fellow gangsters. And you see, that is where I get the energy to say that I have to take up the position of Deputy Speakership. But first of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank the security organs for the work they have tried to do. If you go to other countries like, let me say, South Sudan, where I've worked before, you go to some parts of Kenya, you go to South Africa, I think criminality is even at a worse level than what we see in Uganda. And what I see in Uganda is there are remaining a few spots where we should sit down and then find solutions through policies, where my senior brother, Kantoto Abdu Honorable, has been. And he has hinted on a very important aspect: budget allocation, appropriation. Can you look at the most critical organ, which is security? That's where we are supposed to put most of the money, so that in a case, if somebody is going to snatch a phone, it means if you arrested him or you grabbed him, he can easily kill you. And I don't want to I want to disagree with the Honorable Katuntu. That is not about portfolio, about how someone is a dean of students. Sorry, we have lost a very important person, but I want to believe that every Ugandan is important.
Yeah.
Whether you are a president, whether you are a dean of students, whether you are at some level.
That's what he was saying.
I just wanted him to mention every life of a Ugandan matters. Whether you are a honorable member of parliament, whether you are a dean of students, I'll come. I want to bring it in a certain angle. And when we give police, we give security enough budgets, they'll be contented. Even the salaries we pay our security organs, our security officers, should be increased. But let me show you the root cause of all this. Because when we do policing is not only enough, but we should find the root causes of criminality in our society. Number one, of course, it is unemployment. But as the NRM government, if I like Commissioner Bamwine, Fred, he has taken time to read the manifesto of the NRM. We are saying the root cause. The root cause is unemployment, lack of opportunities to the youth. The youth does not. A youthful person does not wake up to say, "Let me go and become a criminal," but he wakes up. He's hopeless, he's unemployed, he doesn't have options on what he's going to do. And at the end of the day, he's in town, he's on the streets, he's hungry, and he starts looking at grabbing a phone or grabbing a shirt, as you said earlier. That is why the NRM government has said in the manifesto, 2026-2031, we are going to provide 490,000 jobs, about that, directed to the youth community. This is going to be through industrialization, through PDM. That's why you see the chairman of the party and the NRM government, Oscar, we have jumped all the middlemen from top directly to the parish development model, where the monies are being given at individual level, at a parish, to create at least opportunities for the youth. And something to do with this connection That's why I want to believe and speak to the appointing authority. Through Commissioner, you are here. I think you can reach my message to Afande Martha Asimwe, the Minister Mire Babalanda, the President's office, that in every senior appointment in the government institutions or in any other private sector, there should be a senior person that is to offer expertise and experience, and also a young person to be appointed, maybe in the ages of between 18 to 40. Because, Oscar, according to you, boss, the percentage of youth between 18 to 40 makes about 40% of Uganda's population. Where are we employing them? That is why I directly offer myself that if I can deputize a senior speaker, at my age, youth are going to get comfortable, and I'll find solutions to my fellow youth so that they are also sharing on most of these positions.
Let me.
I know them. Maybe I can count. I have a question.
Pause for a break and I digest what you have been telling us, Yonga.
It is really